here in 78702 Mets Park with the infamous Boo Boo.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Boo Boo, Derry Ray Vasquez from out of H-Town. What's going on, man?
Tell me a little bit about your childhood. For those that you don't know, Boo Boo's a gangster, former drug user, formerly incarcerated, all that stuff. So tell me a little bit about how you got started in Houston.
It was around I was about 12 years old, man. Growing up in North Side in Houston was it was a very hard life, man. Out in the barrio, you know, shit, killing going on every day, every night. Then you got the cocaine epidemic, and you're just not hitting over there at the same time too and shit while you up there trying to make a living and shit. It was kind of hard, man. It was really kind of hard in North Side, man. North Side Houston, man. It was hard for me, man. I mean, shit, but I didn't start experiencing drugs until I was, let me see, almost weed and sniffing paint around 12. I was 12 years old. And from that age all the way to the age of 16, that's all I did. That's all I did. With nothing but weed and paint, sniffing.
That gold spray paint?
Yeah, I would go bright gold, bright gold and bright silver. In around 1986, yeah, around 1986, I experienced cocaine. I snorted some cocaine, and from there, you know, it escalated to crack. You know, started doing crack, so I got hooked on the crack, you know, for a minute, you know. And during the time that I was going through my little crack phase in my life, you know, I started doing robberies, you know, to support my habit, you know, and to make some money, you know. And one of the robberies that I did commit, man, was something that kind of fucked up for me, man, you know. It is, because it should have never happened, you know. Because my lives were lost and shit, man, and which it wasn't meant for, you know. It wasn't meant for, man.
What, like, how did it go down? Like,
and we had set everything up at a park over there in Houston, over there in Miami Beach Park. And we were gonna jack this fool in the parking lot. After he stopped the car and everything, make sure that he stops the car, turns it off, and then we're gonna do the jack move on his ass. Jack, you know, 35, you know, whatever had $35,000 worth of dope. We had the money. We were gonna buy the dope off him, but we already had decided we were gonna jack this fool because he had jacked the price up on from the original price that he was selling this shit to us. Well, this motherfucker, one day decides to bring his wife with him, which I've never met in my life. He's never brought her to no deals with us or nothing like that, you know. He's over there selling liquefied, whatever you call fentanyl, whatever you call barbiturates, pinball, shit that Michael Jackson OD'd on, straight opiate. Everything was opiates. It was all pins. They all came in pins, about that long. It was liquid, and all you had to do was stick the syringe in there and pull it out. It was anesthesia doctor is the one that was selling to us. So we jacked him, but he got hurt. He got shot. Okay, doing the processes that, you know, we jacking him and shit. You know, I shot into the car, hoping to scare him. I wasn't trying to shoot nobody or nothing like that. Okay. So one of the rounds, which was a dime, hit the dude right in the form of an artery, right there in the groin, and he almost bled out. Or yeah, he did bleed out. And the wife, she was hitting on the side, not knowing that she got hit, you know. Mm-hmm. They were not targets or nothing like that. I was just trying to scare him to get money off of him and make him throw that shit.
But you hit him.
But I hit him.
But you didn't mean to hit him.
I didn't mean to hit him. I didn't have no intent, put it like that. I didn't have no intent to do that. And they almost bled to death, man, you know.
One of them did bleed to death.
Yeah.
Because you hit the femoral.
Yeah, the femoral. He nicked it, yeah. He almost bled out, but he lived for about 2 months after that.
Oh, okay.
He lived 2 months after that, and then the wife lived 3 months after her for complications from the bullet wound.
So they were both alive.
They were both alive when they went to the hospital, and they both 3 and 2 months apart.
And you were locked up while they were still alive, and you were facing some different charges, but
18
then they
counts of
passed on,
yeah.
and then it just went from one charge to another one,
To
right?
a major charge.
Tell me about that. How'd that happen?
Okay, well, I was charged for 18 counts of aggravated robbery from the whole get-go. Even from the robberies that I committed when I was 16 years old, they were putting that on me too. So the last robbery, I was already 17 years old, where the doctor and the wife got hurt. And when I was under investigation for the robberies, that's when the husband and the wife passes away, 2-3 months later, after I got locked up. 2 months after I got locked up, husband, 3 months after I got locked up, wife passes away. So when the wife passes away, this is where I got the funny motherfucker come over talking to me and say, look, we're pulling you, I'm a detective, for investigation detective, or you're being charged for capital murder. I said, what? He said, yes, more than one person died, and the wife will let you know that she died already due to the complications of a bullet wound, And man, my whole world, man, sunk, man. Just like I just went down on me, man. It was a fucked up feeling for real, man. 'Cause I said, man, that's it right there. And I'm telling myself, man, I'm gonna get out of this. It ain't nothing. I wasn't thinking they were gonna die on me like that. I wasn't. I wasn't trying to hurt him anyway. I was just trying to scare him. Well, they both bled out. They came up with an indictment. They told me, hey, you're gonna get, aggravated robbery. They told you, not aggravated robbery, capital murder. And we're gonna dismiss the 17 counts of aggravated robbery. I said, well, yeah, we're gonna get you with capital murder, and we're gonna dismiss 17 counts of aggravated robbery. The majority of them robberies I committed anyway when I was 16 years old anyway, shit. And the only one that I committed as an adult was the one that was with the doctor, John Brenham, and his wife. That was for the first felony that I picked up as an adult. It was at 17 years old, man. It was a homicide. But you see, the thing is, with what was kind of messing me up too is that I had priors from when I was in juvenile.
Right.
When I was in juvenile in 1982.
So that didn't look good in court.
It didn't look good at court, man, because I had another murder case in 82. In 81, 82, I had another murder case, but this was self-defense. What happened here was, we coming back, me, my cousin, and his homeboy medical, we coming back from sniffing pains, smoking dope, playing with the girls and shit. So we got cigarettes, but we ain't got no lighter. Mm-hmm. So there's this dude, way back dude, a Mexican dude, excuse me, standing at the telephone. Back then they had telephones all over the sidewalks back in the early 80s and shit. So we see this Mexican dude at the telephone, and we see he got a lighter. So we go over there, and my cousin, Richard, he goes over there and asks him, hey, can I use your lighter to turn the cigarette? Because he goes like this, let me use your lighter so I turn my... The dude at the phone, the Mexican dude at the phone, yanks the phone off and hits my cousin in the face with the phone. We're kids now. This dude's already grown man. So he hits my cousin in the face with the phone. Medical, he pops a little blade, that little buck knife, and he goes a wailing away on that Mexican dude. He goes a wailing away. And once my cousin saw him doing what he was doing, he took his knife out, bam. And then here I go. We all wailing away on him. He suffered over 50 some wounds, all over his torso, body, arms, and all that. Well, he passed away. He passed away right there on the spot, right there. He died right there. But that happened because of him hitting my cousin in the face with that phone. And there was somebody there to actually saw that morning. It was like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. That actually saw that happen. Yeah, these motherfuckers, he hit him in the face with the phone. All he did was go ask him for a cigarette. Because there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 phones down there. And then you got people over here in the back of the phone talking and shit. You got some more people over here on the other side of the phones talking, all homeless people back there. Yeah, they actually saw when he hit him with the phone, and then that's when we reacted, we stabbed him back. Shit, he hit him with the fucking phone, we hit him with the fucking knife, So that happened back in 81, 82, okay? And then this other case that I picked up in 87, the capital murder case, that really, man, fuck, man, that shit right there. Yeah, I think about that every day, man. I think about this shit every day, especially the wife, man.
So you wound up going to the penitentiary from Harris County in
Yeah.
Houston.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to prison, man. Spent 28 years flat there, man. For 3 different charges for my charge out of Harris County. And then I picked up another charge in there for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on the inmate. Then I picked up another charge for possession of a correspondent device in the Penal Institute, which was a cell phone, which they gave me 3 for that. The aggravated assault was 10, and the capital murder case was 18 years and 1 day, which meant I had to do the 18 years in 1 day. That's how it was on my sentencing, exactly the way I told you. That's the way it was written on paper. So I did the whole 18 and did the whole 10. And then I made parole on the 3. So I had to do all my time separately. You know, it was all consecutive. It wasn't concurrent. None of my time was concurrent. It was all consecutive, stack time. And during the time that I was in prison and stuff, you know, there was a lot of testing going on and shit, you know, a lot of racism going on and shit going on in there and shit like that back then. And man, I got into a gang. I jumped into a gang, man, you know. Well, they came to me because they liked what they saw, you know. It's nothing that I did or anything. It was just something they just saw in me that, you know, this guy right here, you know, he's gonna get down, you know. He's kind of sharp and he's gonna get out there, you know. So they come and jam me up. Hey, you used to, you know, get in the game. I said, yeah. You know what you got to do? I said, yeah. Just give me a knife, you know. That's all I told him, you know. And I took care of mine, you know. I took care of mine, blood in, blood out, you know. And I can sit here and tell you right now, it's still blood in, blood out with me. Shit, there ain't nowhere else I want to go, you know. I done made that final commitment a long time ago. To do everything what I've done while I was there for what I believed in back then, I'm not just not gonna lay it down. I'm not gonna lay it down. I mean, I don't want to be playing too into the middle, you know, because I am gonna get my life straight, man. I'm gonna get it straight, man. I'm gonna get it straight, man. And I'm not gonna let this addiction beat me. I'm not gonna let none of this shit get me, man, at all, man. For real, man. I need to get out of this fucking shit. I need to get out of this fucking shit right here, man. I advise you, I wouldn't want this to happen to nobody, man. But I really don't, man.
So you served almost 30 years in TDC, and most of it in solitary or in seg.
Yeah, segregation.
So
26 years.
Going to all the hardest units in the 80s and 90s in Texas, and then getting released into the world back here in Austin, right? And then,
No, I was in Houston.
But then you came to Austin. Tell me about how your substance use, like, how that's kind of took off.
Well, my substance abuse, for me, took off in TDC.
Mm-hmm.
I had stopped doing crack before I even got to TDC. When I went to the county jail, that was it for me. That was the last time I picked up a pipe, you know. And then about 8 months after my incarceration and everything, you know, I was introduced to heroin, you know. You know, people were getting stuff in, you know, the county jail and everything. So I did a little line of monkey blood, you know. It's a monkey blood, you know.
Monkey water?
Monkey water,
yeah.
And man, I'm gonna tell you, man, the dope was good. The dope was good, man. For it to hit me the way it hit me, that dope was good. I can just imagine if I would have shot it up that time. But I didn't know nothing about shooting up yet.
Probably would have taken your ass out.
Yeah. It rocked me, and I like the high, man, because I like smoking weed and being down. I don't like being all hyped up, and I like to be cool, calm, collected, sitting in the chair in front of a stripper pole. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Not moving. Okay. Well, I liked it and everything, but I did a line of that little monkey blood and everything. And I liked it, you know. I kind of threw up. I threw up a little bit, you know, about 3 times, I think. I threw up after that, you know. But it went away. The nauseation went away, and after that, right there, I was feeling good, you know, tingling, you know. My whole body was tingling and shit, you know. My nose over here, you know, kind of like I don't even think I got a nose no more, but I felt funny, you know. And I was high, man. I was actually high, man. Shit, it's. At first, I thought I was eating weed or snorting weed juice or something, because that's when it first hit me, like I was smoking weed. And then it intensified, it got a bit stronger, and I said, hold them up, man, shit. That's when I found out that it was heroin and shit, you know, that I was snorting heroin, because I was like this, man. I was just like this. That's what I was doing to me, man. Right there, I was maybe at the table, just doing this shit right here,
That's what it does.
doing that shit. And then give it 8 years after that, okay? After the first, when I first got introduced to heroin, 8 years after that is when I picked up the first needle. I chopped myself and taught myself how to shoot myself.
In prison?
In prison, yeah. Man, 7 years straight, man, I was fucked up, man. Heroin, every fucking day. John Belushi, bam, every day. John Belushi. Yeah, I had cocaine and heroin 24/7 over there, man. Literally, I had it there every day. There was not a time in 7 years that I lacked it, I had it there. Well, my lockdown, I still had it there. The whole unit go lockdown, I'm still gonna have it there. Because my people was the one that had the mules. We had the mules. We the ones were getting everything in for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't have no problem with getting shit in. And I got hooked up on heroin inside of TDC, man. So I started shooting dope. I started shooting dope to the point where I was shooting up 3 times a day, man.
When did you hit your release date? Were you strung out?
On my release date, I smoked me a K2 blunt and a dro stick to for the malias, for the sickness and shit, to make sure I didn't go out there looking all fucked up and sick and throwing up and shit. I want to do good,
Mm-hmm.
So I went out there feeling okay and everything. But right when I got to the house, man, I said, you know what? I got to make a phone call. I made a phone call. That next day, they had me a little bag for me right there.
So you had to wait a whole day, and you got
man,
sick,
yeah.
jonesing and shit?
I had my K2. My K2 helped me out.
Yeah,
Helped me out
okay.
a lot, man. Shit. And that drove helped me out a lot. So damn, I didn't go through all that bullshit and aggravated and shit like that. That fucking K2 had me out for a minute.
So you've seen the whole fentanyl epidemic here, and you're experienced IV drug user with ice, coke, heroin, fentanyl, whatever.
Yeah.
How many people have you seen die
I seen
for an overdose
5 people die of overdose of fentanyl.
within the last how many years?
Okay, not the years. I'm gonna say just last year. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
No more, no other. Because Connie Razor and these other cats around here, I'm gonna say 5 that I know.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually found 2 of them. One I walked over, and the other one was right behind my spot, right there, leaning against the wall, not even 3 feet away from me. And that was Rico.
The Rico that I knew, the short one.
No, he's dead too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Not him.
Okay.
This Rico was Puerto Rico.
Not Puerto Rico.
Yeah, Puerto Rico.
He just passed then.
The one that was he was built. Stocky.
I mean, not like me, but
No, he was shorter than you, but he had his build. He was stocky. He didn't have no foot hat on him.
the one that would hang out with Razor a lot, or he was always trying to come hang out with Razor.
He would always try to come and hang out with.
He must have just passed like a year or 2
He
ago.
passed away was to 22. He passed away in 22.
Okay, because I actually, he's friends with the dude. Look, Drop, right? He was friends with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got in a fist fight with him at fucking Razor's apartment, and
yeah, he knows him.
to-
He knows him. He knows him real good. Matter of fact.
yeah, and so wow, I didn't know he passed away.
Yeah, he passed away right there at the HEB. You know where the HEB's at right here, right? Right behind the HEB. That's where we all had our team. Me, Potty. Potty was there too. It was me, Potty, Jazz.
Nobody talk. Over on 5th Street.
Right there behind the HEB.
The train tracks.
Right, the train tracks, yeah. The train tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
He passed away over there.
Mhm. He was behind me. Look. He was behind my tent, man. Me, JC, Jazz, Clarissa. We're all doing the thing inside the tent. We're all, getting high and shit. We don't hear nothing that night. We don't hear no noise coming from the bag. We don't hear nothing stupid going on back there, nothing like that. So in the morning when we get up, we're getting up and fucking with the heroin all night. JC, I give her 20. She goes outside to go shoot up on the couch that we got outside. So when she goes outside, I walk behind her. And she sits down, and I look at her, and then I look behind her, and I see Puerto Rico laying on the ground with his face literally into the ground. He's like this. damn. I go up to him. I smell doo-doo already. Man. I said, God. I said, JC, man, let him know he's dead. He's dead.
Mm.
And Matt, little white dude named Matt. Remember Matt? I told Matt, look, man, tell everybody to clean up, get everything out there.
You talking about Matthew with the tattoos?
Yeah. Well, he's the one that called APD, ambulance, whatever. But I told him to go to every tent, tell everybody to throw everything out their tents and everything, because they're fixing to come down here because Puerto Rico just OD'd. Okay. Now, here's what I did when I seen Rico down there laying down there dead, motherfucker. I get him by his shirt like this, and I shut his ass up, and I look at him in his face, and it's all black, man. His whole face is black, all right? So I go checking out his pockets. I go through everything. I go check it out. You know what? He don't got nothing on him. Nothing. He don't got no dope on him. He don't got nothing. So it tells me, so they told me somebody was there with him that night that happened to him. Because the only thing that was there was an empty rig. There was no cooker there. There was no dope on him. There was no money on him. And all it was just an empty rig. And they put it to where it was. They put it to where everybody could see it, where it was obvious, you know, where everybody would be able to see it, you know. And that was the only thing you could see. That's the only thing he had on him. That's the only thing he had on him. His clothes in that rig. That's it. The empty rig.
Wow.
And you know, when somebody's shooting up by themselves, they're gonna find a cooker there, or they're gonna find some dope inside the rig still a little bit, and the dude that OD'd, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This dude was clean. His area was clean. He was drug clean. He was drug free clean. He didn't have nothing around him, no dope or anything around him. And
So somebody was like, I'm gonna rob you and watch you die.
Watch you die. He robbed him. He literally killed him himself. Whoever did it. But you know what? Yeah, I'll tell you, look, it was somebody. I'm thinking it was one of the girls. One of the girls. All right.
I know who you're talking about.
Okay. And when I went over there and seen that motherfucking, smelled all that dude and shit, picked him up, looked at his face and shit. I seen the bottom of his arm where his arms were laying on the ground like that. They were black because that's where the blood settled in and shit. It settled in on the front of his face because his face was like that on the ground.
Shit, he was only dead for 12 hours or something like that.
He was dead like a little bit over 12. It had to be over 12 hours, you know. It had to be a little bit over 12 hours because rigor mortis already had passed already on him. You know, he already got soft and shit. You know? But the blood, with the way it settled, he was there for about a couple of hours, 4 hours, at least 12 hours. But it happened at night. It happened early morning, late at night, early morning, like around 4:30.
What about the homegirls you were talking about? What?
Oh, JC? Oh.
No. Some of the other girls.
Yeah. Look, when I see JC sit down on the sofa, right? Check it out. She sits down like this on the sofa and he starts doing this with the paper. We go open it up, the little envelope to get dope out and everything, getting can ready and everything. I look behind her and I see Puerto Rico with his face in can in the ground. I go over there and I say, "What's up?" Hey, you don't wake up. So I check him and I already smelled it. Doo-doo, man, he's dead. So I tell JC to go tell everybody that he passed away, that he OD'd. So she turns around thinking I'm playing. She looks at it and says, "Oh, damn," puts her hand on in the face and shit. All that shit right there. And I said, "Yeah, go tell everybody, put everything up. You put your shit up too, man, because they're fixing to come over here and they're going to fuck with us." We were hiding behind the HEB when this shit happened, man. We were all had our tents back.
I was always over there with y'all.
Yeah. Matter of fact, that's where we you picked me up from there and took me to the park.
I moved Potty and Jasmine over there.
Yeah. There you go. Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna move you, but
I went to the McGregor Park. I went to the baseball park. You took me to the park over there with by
Craig's Field.
Yeah, Craig's Field. By what's her name?
Sandra. Yeah.
And that's what happened, man. It's just shit, man. And out of all the people, check this out. Of all the people that I seen OD, he got more airwaves. Puerto Rico got more airwaves than anybody else, man.
I never heard anything about that. I'm surprised.
He got more airwaves. Look at Haley, whatever her name is. That was what's her name's chick.
You mean airwave like they talked about it in the newspaper and shit or something like that?
No.
In the streets?
In the streets. Look, Haley, I'm trying to remember this dude's name, man. Mexican dude, man. He had a chick named, they were both dope addicts. He had a chick named Haley. She went into recovery. She went into sobriety living and shit. She got out. OD'd the next day.
Mm-hmm.
She was over here. She was part of the crew. That was Ray's best friend right there. We kicked it up real good with her, man. Yeah, man, because she wanted to do it for the baby, but she got out, went to Wisconsin, back to her family, hoping that she'll get her baby back. And what happened was she got some good dope and she OD'd, man. Okay. She didn't get that much airplay. She did, man. Even though she was well known with us over here, man, we all liked her and everything. She was a beautiful girl, man. And shit, you know, you couldn't even tell she was on dope, man. But she shot up like a monster, man, like a straight up pig. Well, anyways, she didn't get that much airway. And then that other cat, Brian, was sitting against Razor's tent like this. I'm thinking he's asleep, sitting down, you know. Man, that motherfucker dead, motherfucker, man. And even Razor told me, man, he's dead, man. He's dead, man. I just walked over and he's dead, Larry. I mean, he's dead, boo-boo. He tells me just like that. He said, we're gonna help me clean up here, man. Help me clean up, please, man. Because he had all kind of boxes of weed, and then he had 2 ounces of weed. He just barely bust down and shit. And so I helped him out, got everything moved and everything and shit. Matter of fact, the dude that one that died by his tent.
The dude that died under 7th Street in Razor's tent.
That was, okay, yeah.
And like I heard that like they put a blanket over him and just kept selling dope, and the outreach came and had to call the police.
Called the police. That was right.
But
there.
like
it was Thanksgiving Day,
they just kind of moved him aside while he was dead and just kind of forgot about him.
Man, you know what, man?
That's the real truth, right?
Man, you know, I was there. I know exactly what happened, man. They went over there and pulled him back. He was sitting down like nothing. He was cool. He was sitting down. They pulled him by his feet. The outreach people did, and they laid him flat on his back. So he's flat on his back. The outreach people told the paramedics on the phone that he's not breathing. He said, ask one of the persons that are around there, how long has he been like this? You know, how many hours, how many minutes has he been like that? Man, he was already like that for about 30 minutes already, not breathing shit. That's game over already, shit. So.
I heard he was there for like hours. Like,
nah. He was, nah. It happened right before we started feeding Thanksgiving lunch. It was on Thanksgiving Day. And they started passing out food, the outreach people and shit.
Yeah.
He was already there. But he was there for a minute. He was there for about a good hour and 30 minutes. I'm gonna tell you why. They had to clean up the whole areas first, right before they could call the ambulance. They could get over there. So they got him. They dusted him. They sat him down right here. They wrapped him up in a nice blanket and shit. You know, covered him up real good because he didn't have no shirt on. And they covered up the shirt and covered him up real good and sat him down. Okay. And then they cleared up the area around him and make sure he didn't have nothing on him, no dope on him. Just in case if he lived, you know, they found some dope on him, you know. They won't find none on him. So he was clean, all right? So he's there sitting down, you know, dead like a motherfucker in about a good hour, 30 minutes, yeah? And they came over here, the outreach people came over here and they shook him a little bit and they called an ambulance, paramedics or whatever, and they told them, they just lay him on his back, flat on his back, and see if he's breathing. If he's not breathing, you know, do the whatever, you know, CPR and all that shit right there. And find out how long he's been like this, you know, how many minutes has he been without breath or whatever, all that, while. He was there for a while, man. He was there for a while.
So all the shit that you've been through, which is, you know, I mean, I can't even imagine doing 28 years and you know, having to put the work in that you put in to do what you did for your gang and all that shit, and being chronically homeless, and you know, what do you want to see your story look like in the next like 2 years? What do you want your life to look like?
I wouldn't want nobody living. I wouldn't wish it on nobody, man, to try to live my life or try to live it like I did, because it ain't worth it. It's not worth it. There's a lot of hurt, man. It hurts. That shit hurts a lot, man. All the hurt that I went through, put myself through. I'm not talking about the people that I put, you know, that I hurt too, you know. I'm just talking about myself, you know. They fucked me up, man. I tell you that, it fucked me up, man. Mentally, spiritually, and physically, man. It messed me up, man. I mean, shit, man. To do the things that I did, and you know, and sit here and have no kind of feelings, you know, as far as regrets or whatever, or remorse or whatever, you know. I would assume that I would feel something right now. The only thing that I feel for is that lady, and that's it, man. That's the only thing that I feel for. And every time I even think about it, it makes me cry, man. is that lady out of Harris County. That's the only thing that really, really had an impact in my life as far as, hurting somebody.
Hey, how many, just off the top of your head, how many people you think you stuck something in? Like, stuck something in them? How many people in your life?
I stuck 8 people my whole life.
8?
I stuck 8 people my whole life. I'll tell you that right off the top, right there, shit. In prison and in the world, shit.
I was gonna guess like 40 or some shit.
Hell no. More, but there's shootings too.
Yeah.
There's shootings too, and shooting got things done fast, shit.
But where do you want to see you in in the next 2 years? What do you want your life to look like in terms of like housing, relationships, work,
Stability, man.
all that?
I want stability in my life, man. As far as a home, a safe place to go to, a family, somebody I could be safe with, I want to be able to be working, and that's what I'm on top. That's what I'm doing now. Is trying to stay focused on my work. Once I start getting out there again, get myself right, I'm gonna work. That's one thing right there. Cause all this shit here, bring my she's stealing and robbing and all that shit.
Just start